Welcome to Ravens Over. Please subscribe to my channel, and also if you have a story room to cover, email me at ravenover@yahoo.com, and also at the Instagram button at the top. If you follow me, I will follow you back. Okay, let's go to the video. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting the fuzzy. What's going on, people?
Okay, now I wasn't aware of this, even though we talked about this before. Backpage founders indicted on charges of facilitating prostitution. Now, I did not know that Backpage is still under investigation. A lot that's going on, but me doing some research couldn't find exactly what's going on, and I want to share this with you as of today, April the 9th, 2018. A federal grand jury in Arizona has indicted 7 people behind the classified ad website Backpage.com on 93 counts, including charges of facilitating prostitution and money laundering. The defendants included founder Michael Lacey, 69 years old, and James Larkin, 68, as well as other shareholders as employees. The indictment accused of executives representing Backpage as a site for advertising escort services, while knowing that the overwhelming majority of the website ads involve prostitution. The indictment says that the site made over $500 million in prostitution-related revenues. The website has long been known for its adult services ad, some of which features children. Many of the ads published on Backpage, despite children, were victims of sex trafficking, according to the indictment, which alleges that Backpage officials' policy when presented with an ad featuring prostitution of a child was deleted in the particular words as far as the ad denoting the child's age, and published a revise of the version of the ad. Now, Backpage service has been seized and shut down Friday in a raid by the Department of Justice, FBI, other federal agencies, and Attorney General from California to Texas. The charges against Lacey, Larkin, and others were unsealed on Monday. Larkin's lawyer, Larry, did not immediately respond to NPR requests for comment. The indictment is the first case of federal criminal charges against people behind the Backpage after years of scrutiny and controversy. Several young women and their families have over the years lost lawsuits against the classified ad accusing them of facilitating child sex trafficking. As the Washington Post reported, Backpage was argued that it insists that law enforcement is tracking down victims of perpetrating as far as crimes, which some police officers have collaborated. Some in the sex work industry says that removing Backpage from the internet takes away a safe merchandise as far as screening clients, and that the ad will simply move to a site outside the country or social media. Backpage has been in a legal fight for years, but mostly in civil case filed by a young woman and their families in case after cases against Backpage, and the site's lawyer successfully argued that websites was not responsible for its ads, citing that the law it shields the social media other internet platforms from liability from which users say posts online. The site has argued and is simply hosting ads. Okay. The law, however, allows the Federal Criminal Investigation plus a majority of Senate investigators and cashier of discovered documents eventually suggesting that Backpage actively involved in the creating and editing of sex ad, making the site and publishers that could be liable in its content. The alleged environments, including stripping in the ads code of the words of Lolita or new in town, which could indicate underage girls. Backpage.com had been shut down in its Backpage had shut down in its adult ads publishing back in January 2017. The CEO, Carl Farrell, shareholders of Lacey and Larkinson had previously been charged with conspiracy to commit pimping by California judge rejecting the charges. Lacey and Larkinson, a former executive of the New York Times media chain, which they sold off a few years ago. Farrell was subpoenaed to testify in the Senate 2015, but he did not show up. Lacey and Larkinson did appear before the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigation back to 2017. They declined to answer questions, citing that the First and Fifth Amendment. The Supreme Court last year declined to hear and appear against Backpage and its use of the Internet Share laws known as far as Section 230 of its Communicational Decency Act. In March, by the Backpage saga, Congress changed Section 230 to allow more state and civil lawsuits against the website-related online sex trafficking for known assisting, supporters, and facilitating crimes. The legislation faced opposition of free expression groups and some internet companies that consider Section 230 the core pillar of the modern internet. Says that the crimes will simply travel deeper into the dark website. Sex workers also have argued that the bill will make people working in the industry less safe. After the bill passed, Craigslist shut down the personal section in the U.S. and Reddit announced policy changing. Wow. So, Backpage.com affiliated website has been seized. You know, this is the thing, and it's just my opinion. So, the Backpage and everything has been seized and stuff, and you know, we get a split decision across the board. People like, well, you know, they need to get jobs and stuff like that. They need to do all these type of things, stuff like that. This is my opinion, just my opinion. Everybody cannot move quickly as far as it being shut down. When I say that, that means that some people go out and get jobs quickly and some people just can't. Now, as far as the girls doing the escorting and prostitution, because it's not just the women, it's the men as well. Sometimes people just can't get jobs. And it was the safe way they could get customers and make money tax-free. And they can survive staying out of people's way. Now what's going to happen is, in my opinion, once again, the girl's going to hit the streets. So now you took the prostitution, whatever they were doing, on these lines, allegedly that's what we're doing. And girls are going to start finding the strolls, because the strolls are still there. So now, residents that don't have to deal with the prostitution of the girls outside on the streets are going to have to deal with the prostitution outside on the streets. Because you're telling them to survive by any means necessary. So girls are going to be prostituting on the street. Little kids are going to be going to school, going to seeing prostitutes. Because at the end of the day, you tell them to survive the best way they can. We're in the belly of the beast. I mean, if you tell a person, survive the best way you can, that's what they're going to do. So people that's going to be out there can't make money off of prostitution and they be on the streets. And then let's just say they stop the Johns from picking them up. Okay? So now, you stop the Johns, so now they can't sell their bodies for prostitution. Guess what they're going to start doing? They can start picking up guns. They can start robbing people. It's going to become a thing of survive the best way you can. I don't agree with the thing as far as selling your body, but sometimes people have to do what they have to do. It is not my place to judge anyone. Because sometimes if you've never been put in that situation, you will never understand what it's like. Sometimes a girl has to sell her soul. She has to die inside in order to live. She has to become, and he has to become something he hates and despises to do it just to survive. Now, you took away the ads. You're telling them, find the best way you can. And they're going to do that. So the innocent people out there that's going to be walking out there, going to be seeing prostitution. You get your cars, you could be dressing nice, going on the way to work. You're going to be sitting there being looked at as a victim. You're not going to be known as civilians walking on the street. The victims are out, which means that there is no way they can make their money and they're going to find any means necessary. It's going to be a bigger problem. It's going to be a bigger problem. But it's just my opinion. But we're in the belly of the beast and you're telling people to survive the best way you can. Everybody's going to be a part of the problem. That means the cops going to be coming out even more. The people on their way to work is going to be problems. When they leave their houses, they're going to be watching you leave out. They're going to be breaking, they're going to be stealing your shit. You should be down at the porn store. Or the porn shop, whatever it's called. But that's just my opinion. Mr. Westman, when you shut a door on people, you tell them to survive the best way they can. And that's where it's going to be a problem. When they was doing behind closed doors, you tell them to do it in front of your face. Every outfit you put on, everything, you're going to be a target. They won't be selling their bodies, they'll be digging in your pocketbook. And God forbid, they're going to start killing y'all for y'all stuff. And I'm not saying it's just a escort people. But there's some people kids can't get work. And to put them out on the streets, everybody's going to be like a victim. It's horrible. And some girls will be like, well, you know, why don't you just go get jobs? It's easy to say it if you have that thing where you could just go get a job. Some girls don't have that privilege. Some men don't have that purpose. Some people just don't have it. It's easy to throw rocks when the rocks ain't thrown at you. It's easy to make fun of people until it's being made fun of you. Anyway, I did not know it was this deep going on and stuff, and you know, God bless you. The federal grand jury in Arizona has been indicted with 7 people behind the classified ads website on 93 counts, including charges of eliciting prostitution and money laundering. Anyway, I would love to hear feedback on this. You know, it is what it is, and some people will say, well, you know what, they just need to get jobs. It's easy to say that when it's not you. It's easy to say that. So remember, when you cast the stones, remember, you also could be judged too. When you talk about somebody else, remember how you feel when they talk about you. And don't start going, oh, well, let me just tell them I don't really care. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. Anyway, I love your feedback on this. Like I said before, subscribe to my channel, but look to see your feedback. And like I said before, go at the top, hit the subscribe button. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. And if you have a story you want to cover, email me at ravenover@yahoo.com. I love you. Be safe.